So my question for the day is about shadow work. So I have a lot of shadow work to do, um, and I've realized, now that I have a lot of anger and hatred, stuck there. And so I've been trying to. I know that when I feel the emotion, it releases the emotion. I could sense it when it leaves. And lately, I found a way to go even further to help release the emotion. So what I do, for example, is that the my kriyas, a lot of times they want to scream. My mouth wants to scream, and I can't really scream all that I want to because I'm in an apartment. So I decided I'm going to imagine myself screaming as my mouth opens up, and no sound can really come out because I can't. But I will imagine myself screaming. And not only that, I will start imagining myself screaming at the person that my ego is mad at. So, and so I will imagine myself like whatever, I try to have no filter in my imagination. So I try to scream all the bad words that I can and imagine myself punching, everywhere because I can't really punch, anywhere. And and when I do that, I could feel the release of the emotions, and that's great. I'm happy about that. But my only, I have this voice in my head, or like that says, what if, because once your Kundalini is activated, you can manifest a lot. And my concern is that when I imagine these things that are really, I would never really express in real life, but I have to express them out of love for those emotions. But I am afraid sometimes that, these, when I scream at these people, and all, some of those peoples I actually love, that I'm screaming at. So I don't want to really cause them any harm. And I've asked my guides to please protect them. But what do you think? Do you think it could really injure them? Because that's not my point. What do you think?
Oh, what a great question. In my view, this idea of manifestation is not um, solely like a logical process, like you'll see in like a computer coding, for example. If this, then that. If you have a violent thought, manifest a violent reality. It's not like that. There is an overseer of the manifestation process, which is God, which is the divine, and that overseer is intelligent. Um, And so it is able to recognize, okay, you're having violent thoughts, hateful thoughts, angry thoughts, but you're doing it to heal and release.
Yes.
So therefore, the universe isn't going to respond by manifesting, like the apocalypse in your family life or your personal life with your friends and colleagues, etc. It's intelligent. It's not artificial intelligence like you may see in like a computer, like I said, right? That's how like coding works, because there's no wisdom there in a computer program. But in reality, in the universe, there's wisdom. And the wisdom is able to see, okay, no, Catherine's doing some healing work. She's not, she doesn't mean harm to anybody. She's actually doing this in the bigger picture for those people. You're saying, I'm going to release my anger in my space and my solitude for your benefit, for the benefit of the people that I relate with, so that I don't have to let it out on them. So the universe sees that intention behind it. And so they're all safe. And so I think you're going about it in the right way. You've created a safe place to let those feelings out, because in some way or another they have to be let out. And so how do we do it? Well, I think you found a fantastic way, right? There in your space by yourself without involving anybody, expressing it. You're feeling the release. And then you can know that when you feel the release, it's no longer in your, say, your vibration. So it won't then manifest something, difficult in your reality. This is what it means to heal. Matt Kahn put it really well. And I've said this many times, but I really love saying it. And I think a lot of people love this line. God is not a psychopath, right? So God's not going to say, oh, you're thinking bad thoughts about these people. Well, they're going to have a car accident or something. God's not a psychopath. God appreciates the work that you're doing, the divine Shakti, the universe, or whatever it is. So nothing to worry about there at all. Last night on the After Dark sessions, the theme was speaking about the shadow. And so I'll be uploading the recording for that in a couple days. And we go a little deeper into talking about shadow work and addressing these things that come up as the light of Kundalini begins to shine on these parts. We can see some pretty dark things. It's quite standard. It's quite normal. And the key thing is that we create safe context to work through those things. Safe people to be around. Maybe it's a safe, temple or an ashram or a cave where you go to do this work, knowing that you're not going to inflict it on other people. If, for example, you were to say, okay, you know what, I'm really angry. I'm going to go run around in the street. I'm going to go text these people and say, hey, I'm really angry with you. Then you're not honoring the safety of the container for healing. Then you're spilling your mess out in the world. And then, of course, it manifests in, difficult experiences. But what you're doing, you're right on. You just keep going with it without fear. Go really into it, and you're perfectly safe, as are everybody else. This is the best thing you can do for other people and yourself. The best thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for having the courage to do that work. It's not easy. And I love your creativity to scream without screaming.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Great. Thank you. Okay.